Now to make you more curious, I'll give you a shortcut to get Pythagorean triplets where one number is already given. First method is where if the number given is an odd number, here you take the first shortcut. Let's start with assume that 3 is given. If you want to find a Pythagorean triplet where 3 is also one of the numbers, what we need to do is, this method will work for all the odd numbers. Write 3 square equal to 9. Now, this 9, you split 9 as sum of two consecutive numbers. And from one of the previous patterns, we know that all odd number squares, we will be able to split as sum of two consecutive numbers. So 9, how do we write as sum of two consecutive numbers? You can do it manually as 4 plus 5. How do we actually get it? You can just take 9 by 2, which is 4, quotient is 4, and take the next number. And if you take this way, you'll immediately get the Pythagorean triplets. We have 3 is one of the numbers. 3 square, you bring this 4 here. So 3 square plus 4 square will always be equal to 5 square. So that's how we can get a Pythagorean triplet. A very simple method and an interesting method. Maybe it's not there in the books, but learn this way to understand more about squares and Pythagorean triplets. Let me show you a few more examples over here. What about 5? If you want to get a Pythagorean triplet using 5, you write 5. 5 square, you take it as 25. Take it equal to 25. Split 25 as sum of two consecutive numbers. That is, write 25 as sum of two consecutive numbers. How do we do that? 25 by 2, we get 12. And the next number, we are not looking at the remainder anyway. 25 by 2 is 12. Next number is 13. So 12 and 13 will complete the Pythagorean triplet. If you take 12 and 13 with 5, that will be a Pythagorean triplet. And how do we complete it? 5 square plus 12 square equal to 13 square. Very simple, right? I am sure all of you got it. Now, to use a similar method where even numbers are involved, because I gave you a shortcut for completing Pythagorean triplets where one odd number is given. Now, if an even number is given, if you want to complete the Pythagorean triplets, the method will be like this. What we need to do is, for example, if you want to complete a question where 14 is given, if you want to find a Pythagorean triplet where 14 is involved, using the same approach which we used in the previous shortcut based on odd numbers, if you want to use that, because that's an easy one, you start with 14. First, you divide it by 2 and get an odd factor. So 14 by 2, you will get 7. Once you get 7, so 14 by 2 is 7. Now using 7, you find a Pythagorean triplet, which we know how to do it fast. 7 square is 49. 49, you will write it as 24 and 25. So 7 square plus 24 square equal to 25 square. Now 14 to 7, how we are getting? By dividing by 2. So the same factor of multiplication, that is 7 to 14, it's into 2. If I multiply by 2 here and 2 here, I'll complete the Pythagorean triplet. That is, 24 into 2 is 48. 25 into 2 is 50. So we get the Pythagorean triplets as 14, 48 and 50. Pythagoras theorem as 14 square plus 48 square equal to 50 square. So method is very simple. If there is an even number for which you have to complete the Pythagorean triplet, you divide it by a number and get an odd factor. You complete the Pythagorean triplet using the previous shortcut. Another approach is, I can give you one more shortcut on top of this, is 14 square, you get an odd factor. So you are dividing by 2, you just divide it by 2, so we get 7. Once we get, if you are getting an odd factor when you divide by 7, you just take 7 square, which is 49. The number here, 48 is 1 less than that, 50 is 1 more than that. So 49 minus 1 is 48, 49 plus 1 is 50. So 14, 48 and 50 will complete a Pythagorean triplet. Now, this when generalized is where you will get 2m by 2 is you get m square, you take m square, where m square you get m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. That's what you memorized just some time back, where it's 2m square minus 1, m square plus 1 will complete a Pythagorean triplet. Now, you are not just memorizing, you understand that much better because you just saw that using basic numbers. We have 2m here, by 2 is m square you get minus 1 you write here, plus 1 you write there, you get a Pythagorean triplet. So now all of you understand a shortcut to figure out Pythagorean triplets, whether you have an odd number or an even number.
If you like this video and want to watch many more amazing videos like these, like and subscribe to our channel now.